My wife said, "I want an open marriage, you'll be fine." But when I found someone better, she begged to close it. Now I'm the one who left. I never imagined I'd be the guy posting something like this, but here we are. I've been married to my wife, Jenna, for 8 years. Together for 12. We met in college, typical story. Fell hard, stayed together through the mess of our 20s, got married just before turning 30. For the most part, our marriage was solid. Sure, we had ups and downs like anyone. Work stress, family drama, little arguments about money or household chores. Nothing ever felt unfixable. Or so I thought. Things started shifting about a year ago. Jenna began diving deep into personal growth podcasts, online communities, and, ironically, relationship advice forums. I supported it. Figured it was just her trying to be her best self. But somewhere along the line, she got really into the idea of ethical non-monogamy. At first, it was subtle. Comments during dinner like, "Do you ever wonder if humans are meant to be with one person forever?" Or late-night conversations about how attraction doesn't just turn off after marriage. I listened. I engaged. I thought it was theoretical, philosophical, even. Then, one night, she sat me down. No lead-up. No small talk. Just, "I want to try an open marriage." I didn't even know what to say. I asked her why. Her answer was this mix of wanting more freedom, experiences, and something about keeping our marriage fresh. She reassured me it wasn't because I lacked anything. It was about growth and expansion. I felt like the floor dropped out. We'd always been each other's person. Best friends. Teammates. Lovers. This felt like an ambush. I told her I needed time to think. Days passed. I barely slept. Talked to 2 close friends about it. One told me to run. The other told me it might work if we had rules. Eventually, against my gut instincts, I agreed. Part of me hoped it was a phase. That she'd try it. Realize the grass isn't greener, and we'd go back to normal. The other part? Honestly, I was scared. Scared that saying no would push her away anyway. We set boundaries. At least, that's what we called them. No bringing anyone home. Full transparency. Prioritize each other. Standard open marriage starter kit stuff. And at first, Jenna was different. Happier. Giddy even. Always texting someone. Staying out later than usual. New clothes. A fresh haircut. She claimed it was all part of rediscovering herself. I tried to play it cool, but yeah, it stung. Watching the person you love light up over someone else. That's a special kind of hurt. But here's the thing. If this door was open, it was open for both of us. So, after a few awkward attempts on dating apps and a couple of coffee dates that went nowhere, I met Emily. Emily was nothing like Jenna. Soft-spoken, but confident. Grounded. No games. No dramatics. Our first conversation felt easy. Natural. We talked for hours about everything. Music, hiking, growing up in small towns, the absurdity of modern dating. I wasn't even trying to impress her. I was just me. One date turned into 2. Then 3. Before I knew it, we were seeing each other a few times a week. And something shifted in me. What started as an attempt to not feel left behind became something real. Meanwhile, Jenna noticed. Suddenly, the girl who was always busy started asking where I was going. Who I was with. "Are you seeing someone regularly?" she asked one night, trying to sound casual, but her voice gave her away. I nodded. Yeah, her name's Emily. And that's when the vibe changed. Completely. The moment I said Emily's name, Jenna's entire demeanor shifted. She tried to play it cool, crossed arms, leaning back, but the tension was obvious. "Oh, so, you're serious with her?" she asked, eyes flicking away like she was thinking 10 steps ahead but unsure where it was heading. "Yeah, I am," I answered simply. No dramatic tone, no trying to rub it in. Just the truth. She nodded slowly, staring at the floor. "Didn't expect that," she mumbled. And that was the beginning of her unraveling. Over the next few weeks, things got strange. Jenna suddenly became very interested in my schedule. Wanted to have quality time again. Dinners, movie nights, random texts in the middle of the day saying, "Miss you." Funny how that hadn't happened in months. She started canceling her own dates. Told me the apps were exhausting, and that guys were mostly losers. The excitement in her voice whenever she talked about new experiences was gone. Meanwhile, things with Emily only got better. Being with her felt peaceful. Simple. No games. She wasn't trying to find herself in someone else. She wasn't looking for an adrenaline rush. She just showed up. Consistently. Authentically. And Jenna noticed. One evening, Jenna made dinner. Her famous chicken parmesan. Something she hadn't cooked in over a year. The second I walked in, I knew she was trying. Over dinner, she finally said it. "I've been thinking, maybe this open thing, maybe it's not for me." For us. I set my fork down. "Oh," she sighed, looking both embarrassed and unsure how to phrase it. "I thought it would make us stronger. That a little freedom would help. But honestly, I hate it. I hate wondering where you are, who you're with. I didn't think you'd actually meet someone serious. I just nodded. I didn't feel the need to say anything right away. I wanted her to keep going. I thought it'd be fun. Like, I don't know, like adding some excitement. But seeing you happy with someone else. God, it sucks. She laughed bitterly. I didn't expect that. I let that sit for a minute before finally responding. So you want to close it now? She nodded quickly. Yeah, I do. I want things back the way they were. Then softer. I want us back. And here's where the hard part hit. Because something had shifted for me too. I wasn't sitting there thinking, oh thank God, she wants me back. I wasn't relieved. I wasn't desperate to grab that lifeline. I was calm, steady, and unsure if I even wanted what we had back. I leaned forward. Jenna, you're saying you want us back. But do you actually miss me? Or do you just miss being my priority? She blinked, caught off guard. What do you mean? I mean, do you miss me, the person? Or do you just hate the fact that someone else has my attention now? That you're not the center of it anymore? She didn't answer right away, just stared, because I think the question caught her off guard more than anything I'd ever said. For a few seconds, the silence was heavier than anything either of us could have imagined months ago when she first floated this idea of an open marriage. She finally whispered, both. I think both. I sat back, quietly processing it. This wasn't the conversation either of us thought we'd be having when this whole thing started. And the craziest part? I wasn't even sure how I felt about that answer. That conversation lingered in my head for days. I went to work, hung out with Emily, tried to focus on anything else, but Jenna's words kept circling back. I want us back. Both. I think both. It made me wonder, was she being honest? Or was it just regret because the game didn't go the way she thought it would? Meanwhile, things with Emily were only getting deeper. We weren't just casually dating anymore. We were talking about real things, life goals, families, even what it would look like if we became more serious. The contrast between her steady presence and the emotional chaos with Jenna was impossible to ignore. A week after that dinner, Jenna asked if we could talk again. This time, she wasn't defensive. She wasn't cold. She just looked tired. Tired in a way that made her seem more human than she had in months. I've been thinking about everything, she started, sitting across from me at the kitchen table. The same table where we'd once planned vacations, argued about bills, laughed over dumb jokes. I made a mistake. I didn't say anything. Just waited. I thought I wanted freedom. I thought, maybe if I explored more, I'd feel more secure, more alive, I don't know. But instead, all it did was show me how good I already had it. Her voice cracked a bit. I've never felt emptier than I do right now. I miss you. The real you. Our life. Our partnership. She reached across the table, placing her hand over mine. I know I hurt you. I know I broke something. And if you never forgive me, I get it. But I had to tell you. I want to close this. I want to fix this. I looked down at her hand for a long second. Once upon a time, I would have grabbed it instinctively. But now it felt complicated. Jenna. I started slowly, choosing my words carefully. I don't hate you. I don't even think you're a bad person. I think you got caught chasing something you thought would solve an internal problem. And maybe I agreed to it because I didn't want to lose you. I took a deep breath. But the truth is, I'm not sure I can unsee everything that's happened, or unknow what it feels like to be with someone who shows up for me, fully. Her eyes started welling up. You mean? Emily? Yeah, Emily. For the first time, Jenna didn't try to argue, didn't blame. She just nodded, quiet, absorbing it. I never thought you'd actually find someone better, she whispered. That sentence sat between us heavier than anything else that had been said, because it was the truth neither of us wanted to admit when this started. She assumed she'd be the one thriving, that I'd be here waiting, hoping, grateful for any scraps of attention. But the reality flipped. After a long silence, she asked quietly, is there any chance? Any part of you that wants to try again? I thought about it. I really did. Thought about all the years together. The vacations. The birthdays. The inside jokes. The life we built. And then I thought about the loneliness. The betrayal. The way she gleefully walked away from our monogamy, without considering how it would wreck me. I finally answered, I care about you. I always will. But I don't think I can be who I was before. And honestly, I don't think you can either. We've both changed, whether we wanted to or not. Her face fell, but she nodded. Yeah, I guess you're right. I stood up, grabbed my jacket. I wish you the best, Jenna. Really. But I've already found what I was looking for, even if I wasn't looking. And with that, I walked out. I appreciate you watching till the end. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more content.